Hello, Likers. Welcome back to our channel. It's me, your fave, your one and only baby girl, Malika. So, Likers, today we are doing the critical review of Mr. Aloy's series, Another Mistake in Marriage, episode 38. It starts with the police leaving the house. They are angry, and George and what's his Kelly, they are trying to convince them otherwise, like, trying to make them understand that there was a game that was played in there. And the police aren't convinced. Can you blame them? You cannot blame them because they are like, what we saw in there is different from what you guys told us. You understand? And Kelly is trying so much to make them understand that what they saw in there was just a show, like that was put up by Kizito and his mom. But unfortunately they couldn't convince the Ekelebes, because the cops were like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. You guys were saying Kizito is mad, but it was obvious that Angel was the mad one, and we don't want to have anything to do with this. And the cops had to leave, because there were more proof, that Angel was the problem rather than Kizito. And can anyone blame them? You know. And Kelly just told George that, you know what, something went down in there. They did something to her because we all know Angel. And George was like, yeah, we know Angel, we know that she's not Kulu mental. Definitely something went down, like us, and this is really frustrating. It can really get frustrating because when you know somebody, you know what they are capable of doing, and all of a sudden you see something else. It's appalling. And they were very disappointed. And the next thing shows Kizito's mom, who that's wondering like what went down. She couldn't understand, she couldn't comprehend herself, like what is going on, what just happened. And that was Kizito coming downstairs. Like his mom wanted to understand, like what, because even her, she knew that she was playing a game, but it was so real. So Kizito came, and he was like all relaxed. He has outdone himself. Even himself, he was like, he patted his shoulder, and his mom was like, "Wait, let me get this straight. What went down? Like, I know we decided to play this game. What happened? You understand? Like, she wanted to understand." And Kizito was so happy. He's a sociopath, so definitely they are always happy when they are steps ahead of people, of their victims. You could see this make of on his face. And his mom was like, tell me what went. She wanted to know because she couldn't understand. Like all of us, we were doubting. I thought she was injected something. I myself, I wanted to understand what went down. And Kizito was, proudly, then he had a flashback of something that happened during the time that he almost drowned Angel, and Angel was admitted at a hospital. So the day his mom asked him to go and see her, so on his way there, he heard a conversation between Angel and Benita. A private conversation they were having in Angel's room. So that was what made Kizito to take the steps that he took. To him, it was more like he was trying to protect himself. What are you protecting yourself from? You're protecting yourself from a victim that you caused. You know, the conversation where Angel was telling Benita that she's going back into the house to avenge, to get Kizito arrested and everything. And Benita was trying to make her understand that she needs to be careful because Kizito is a dangerous man. Like Kizito is always steps ahead of people. That she was supposed to be careful. So that was a conversation Kizito heard, and Kizito was like, okay, since you want to play this game, I'll teach you how it's being played. But now this is my problem. Kizito is forgetting that he created this monster Angel because this was not how he married her. So it means Kizito wants that he'll do all those things, and Angel is not supposed to protect himself. Oh, sorry, herself. The next thing shows Angel, who is having tea, in the dining table alone by herself, and all of a sudden she wants to go and get something. This is the part where I'm angry at Angel because you cannot be living with monsters and you lose guard. You cannot lose guard in a home like that. And that's Kizito who tiptoed, seeing that Angel has left her meal unattended, and he put a substance inside her tea, so that she could drink it, and without even thinking that this girl is pregnant for me, without considering the fact that it could harm the baby, whatever it is, that whatever substance it is that she's putting in, he is putting in her tea. He didn't take all of those into consideration. That's when you realize that Kizito is a monster. you know and angels get back. But now this is my problem. You cannot lose guard like this, Angel, in a house where you know that you are fighting people. You cannot lose guard. Now she comes back. Eventually, she didn't think of anything and she drank the tea. And that was what made. I'm glad it wasn't an injection. I'm glad it was just something, because it will be flushed out of her system. So the next thing shows Kizito, who explained, he was laughing. He was out of the flashback. He was laughing. He was like making his mom understand that that was what went down. That was how it went down. And he received the smack of his life. At this point, Angel's mom is a self-centered woman. We already know she's a sociopath as well, because all she's thinking of is her grandchild, because to her, that child means so much, because that child is the heir to their empire. But unfortunately for her, Kizito doesn't care. It doesn't give a damn about that child. Doesn't give 2 cents about the child. So him is, we know Kizito is self-centered. Kizito is trying to protect Kizito. So eventually, Kizito would not care about that child. All Kizito cares about is Kizito. So Kizito is making his mom to understand that I don't care about that child. I will have to protect myself. If that child will make me go to Kirikiri, that child will rather go to Maggot school, and I am not going to Kirikiri. So I'd rather send that child to a Maggot school, you know, rather than me going to a Kirikiri. And I think this is where Kizito and his mom are going to clash. Yeah, this is what will cause them problems, friction. Because she wants to keep the child, Kizito does not want to keep the child. They are two sociopaths. At the end of the day, it's going to cause them a lot of problems. So already there's a conflict of interest. I like it already. I'm glad that they are going to be having issues because of that child. Yes, I am glad. So the next thing shows Angel's mom that's at home, and somebody rang the bell. So she gets the door to find out who the person was, and it turned out it was Flora, the human rights activist. So it was the first time Angel's mom was seeing her, so she didn't know who she was, and she needed to find out who she was like. She was like, "Who are you, and how may I help you?" So Flora introduced herself, and like, to make her understand that she came there to see Angel, because she cannot go to Angel's house. Yes, we already know why, because Flora is Kizito's ex. Eventually, if Kizito sees her, Kizito will recognize her. So she needs to go to Angel's mom's house, not to Angel's house. So, and she asked about Chioma, and Angel's mom, she was broken, because every time you mention Chioma's name, it brings back memory. All she sees is Chioma's traumatic state and everything. So it really makes her sad as a mother. So she realized that Flora was there to help. Flora is not maybe somebody that's coming there to exploit the situation, or maybe sent by Kizito, because at this point they are working on eggshell, because they know that Kizito could do and undo, which is good, which is very good and normal, based on the fact that they are like, what they are trying to be certain that Kizito does not do anything stupid. So Mama eventually let Flora in, so that they could sit and talk like two civilized people. I can't lie, like, as I'm really glad Flora is taking a step ahead. The next thing shows Angel, who has woken up from her slumber. She has regained consciousness, but not entirely. She's still woozy, like she's still drowsy. And Kizito comes, she's even, her eyes are blurry. So Kizito is like, "Oh, you're awake from your slumber," like more like provoking her, you know. And Angel is trying to understand what's going on, because she's having headache, she's feeling some type of way. She's not herself, she's drowsy, she's sick, she's when you've been done something upon. So Kizito is trying to make her understand that, so you think you are smart, but I promise you, I am smarter than you, because whatever it is that I do, I will definitely be steps ahead of you. I'm 10 steps ahead of you, because you cannot outsmart me. I will always outsmart you. So Angel, I think she's beginning to realize that something went down. So she's trying to understand what did Kizito do to her, you know, like what. But I love Kizito for one thing. He's so dumb. And I think it's because he's a narcissist. Like he'll do something to you and he wants you to know he did that thing because he's so proud. He takes pride in everything he does. That's who he is. So he's narrating this story, he's telling Angel like what she did, how she displayed, how she embarrassed herself, what she did to the cops and everything. Like he's happy, to him he has won. Like to him it's like, you thought you were smart, I have smarted you. So Angel then started to pick up some stuff, realizing that, oh, so you lied to the Ikelebes and everything. So you made them believe that something went down with me and he didn't like it, and he smacked her so hard. Because, like, what is wrong with violent people? This is something I want to get. What is wrong with violent people? Why is it that they always pick offense when they are being challenged, or when they answer, like when they talk back at them? And why is it that they always pick their praise are always people that cannot defend themselves? Now all of a sudden he wants to show Angel he's a man, take out his belt to beat the living daylight out of her, that's the only thing he can do, by the way. It's sad. It's really sad, like, as I can't lie to you, but it is sad indeed to see that a man will be so ridiculous, like, to the only thing he knows how to do is to beat up a woman. It's sad. The next thing shows Flora and Angel's mom. She's trying to make Angel's mom understand that she's here to help. She's not a bad person. She does not have any ill intention. She wants to help because she knows what Angel is going through. And concerning Choma, she knows what Choma went through. Choma is traumatized and everything. So she just made her intentions known, which is a good thing and a very dangerous thing for Kizito as well, because things are beginning to come together. Things are beginning to come together. So, and Flora felt bad, when she heard about what the mom said, what Kizito did, to Angel, based on the fact that Kizito made the police to believe that Angel was mad, like she had mental illness. Like, Flora really felt bad because she knows what she has been through in the hands of Kizito. She has been through it. And the mom now, she's regretting. For 1 second I felt bad for the mom. I for the first time I felt bad for her because I realized something that in the beginning she was just trying to save face. She's old school. She's more of these mothers that will be like, what will people say? I don't want people to say this. I don't want people to say that. Like she cares more about what the mass will say, what the society will say, how they'll look at her daughter, which is normal, honestly, because I myself, sometimes I care so much about people's opinion, but sometimes I don't give 2 cents. But now it depends on like, do I have to do this thing to shame my family? Do I have to do this? When I think about them, I'm like, these are things I cannot do, which is a good thing. But like, I am glad that today she has realized that what she did was wrong, and now she wants her child to get out of that marriage as fast as possible. You know, I think parents should learn from this. Parents should understand that the society cannot dictate how you raise your child. Cannot dictate how you have to do, because whenever situations like this arise, you cannot think about what people will say. You cannot, like, it. The people don't matter. People don't matter. Your mental health is very important. It is so important, because Angel is going through these things simply because she took the advice from her mom, who said, no, you cannot do this, you have to, it's your marriage. No, marriage is not a do or die affair, because if she cries today, her mom the family will be the one who have lost. People, Kizito's family, they'll bite their head and they'll move on as if nothing happened. That is the honest truth. So people have to be very careful out there. People have to be very, very careful out there. It's very important. You know, it's very important. So, like us, before we end, I'd like to tell you that based on the fact that it's a movie review channel, I'll try to review some of Mr. Aloy's old series that I did not like when I started this channel. The series have passed already. I'll go through them and try to do some reviews on those series so that we could, like, rather than putting day-to-day stuff on them, so that I could just make it a movie, then I could put just important stuff from VDM alone, So I just let me inform you people. I don't want to put those things. I don't want to put anything without telling you people, because remember, you guys are the ones why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for you people. So like us, like I always say, marriage will not take you to heaven. All right, please take care of your mental health. It's very important. Don't let people dictate how you have to live your life. So long as you're not hurting anyone, so long as you're not bringing shame upon yourself and your family, do you, please, you know, have good morals. Be of outstanding character. What I'm against is violence or bad people or people that are into same-sex relationship. Anything that is an abomination, I'm against it. But anything, if you cannot stay in a marriage, I'm against those who leave their marriage because maybe their partner is broke, or maybe their partner got sick, or but so long as it's violence, or more, please run. Run! Run like there's no tomorrow. Please pick up your slippers, dust them, and hey, run. So, like us, this is where we'll have to say bye, guys. Take care of yourself. I love you guys so, so super much.